What is up, everyone? I'm Brandon and back with a brand new unboxing and review of the Astro C40 TR Pro controller. Guys, this is the controller that has all the hype around it, and I'm pretty excited because I think that I'm the only person with a legit unboxing and review of this controller. Before we jump into this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and give us a huge thumbs up for this video, just because it's the Astro video and you don't want me to put you in the corner. Alright guys, here we have it. It's the Astro C40 TR unboxing. Now, before we get to this unboxing, I just want to let you guys know that I'm real particular about how a controller is boxed. Right off the bat, this thing feels like it weighs 20 pounds. I mean, no joke. It's heavy, very heavy. But that tells me one thing. There is a lot of work and quality into this controller, because why else would it be heavy? Enough talking about the box. I know you guys are waiting to see what's inside of it. So let's dig into this thing right now. I mean, after taking the first cover off, look at this box. I mean, it still looks freaking awesome. I love the design that they have put into it. It's beautiful. Let's check this out. Oh wow, look there. Exactly what I was hoping to see. I think every Pro controller has to have that carrying case, and guys, right here we have one. And this is not just an ordinary carrying case. We don't have no stickers in here, but we have a little bit of information from Astro, obviously. But guys, this is a one-of-a-kind carrying case right here. They have this like plastic, vinyl, I don't know what it is, but it covers the zipper. I mean, it just looks beautiful. It's all hidden. There's a lot of work into the design of this carrying case. Let's get it unzipped and get this controller out of here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get the charging cable, which is up top here. Go ahead and get it ready. That way we can start our process of getting this controller powered up. I'm going to move the controller real quick. There's some soft padding right here, probably to keep the controller from getting scuffed up while you're carrying it around or wherever you're taking it. We have the USB Bluetooth that you're going to plug into your PlayStation or computer. This is for the wireless mode. We also have some type of tool here that's probably going to take the faceplate off of your controller. We have some joysticks in here. They look like just standard joysticks, domed and concave. Oh, okay, there we go. We have two joysticks in there that's going to be a little bit longer, so that keeps you from buying the Control Freaks. You have probably the next size up from the standard size of your joystick. That's definitely going to be a plus for me. It is a little heavy. I know some people like light controllers. I mean, I'm not going to make too big of a deal about it, but it's probably a little bit heavier than your standard controller. Other than that, man, I really love this skin that's on the back of the controller, the grip to it, the feel of it. These paddle placements right here are so perfect. I've been looking for a controller that had the actual perfect location for the paddles, and this one right here really takes the cake. This is your trigger stops right here. Push it up, it's going to have the trigger stop activated. Push it down and it's going to have your trigger stop deactivated. Okay, right here is your profiles 1 and 2. So if you have two different settings for your controller made for two different games, you can just switch that over. This controller is going to remember two profiles for your remapping. These joysticks are a little hard to get off, guys. You got to pull them a little hard, but they're not that bad. Feels really durable. I don't think we're going to have any issues with the sticks. They don't feel real loose or anything like that. You can switch out the joystick and the D-pad right here. So let's go ahead and get to that. You have 4 screws that hold this faceplate down. Once I unscrew those, I just grab the joysticks and just lift up a little bit to get that faceplate loosened up, and I pull the faceplate off. You can then grab the little module for the thumbstick and the D-pad and just pull them right up and just set them down in the place that you want them in. You can switch these two on the left so you can have that Xbox feel for it. My friend, he has the Xbox and just got the PS4. He's still used to the Xbox controller, so I think this controller will be the best fit for him. Don't forget, guys, when you set these back down into their locations to put the faceplate on, there's a little notch at the bottom. Make sure that notch is at the bottom side of the controller. When you put it down onto the controller, you just want to give it a little small twist left to right, just making sure that it's seated down in there properly. And you want to do the same thing for the other piece too. Alright, let's get this faceplate on. Oh yeah, one thing, we got to make sure that we go in sequence like Astro asked us to. Top right, screw it down. Bottom left. Bottom right. Top left. That's the sequence they want us to use. Just want to talk about these paddles one more time. Guys, if you got big hands, little hands, whatever the case, these paddles are in the perfect spot, and I definitely don't think you're going to have an issue with these paddles breaking or anything like that. Guys, this is a plug and play controller, okay? All you got to do is make sure that you're in the wired mode. Plug it up to your PC or PS4. Okay, once you plug it up and you turn your PS4 on or your PC on, whichever, make sure you turn those on first. Then you want to hit the PS button on your Astro once those devices are on. As soon as you hit that PS button, you're ready to play. It's just that easy. Now to get to the remapping, I know a lot of you guys may want to know how to remap these. This is the way to do it right here. Hit this round button in the center of the two paddles. Hold it in for 5 seconds, okay? While you hold it in for 5 seconds, you're going to have a vibration, and then a white light will flash right there under the Astro sign. That lets you know that you're in program mode. Okay, I'm going to hit the left paddle. That's the one I'm going to map first. And then it's going to have a little white flash. Then I'm going to tap X, because that's my edit button for Fortnite. That's what I want my left paddle to be. Once you hit the button that you want mapped to, it will vibrate and then flash again. That lets you know that it confirmed it. Now you want to hold the button in the middle again for 5 seconds. It will vibrate and flash. Then hit the right paddle. After you hit the right paddle, it will flash, and then hit square, because that's what I want my right paddle to be. When I hit it, it's going to flash white, and then it's going to vibrate. That lets me know that I'm out of the remapping mode, and my controller is ready to go. Now that we've mapped the paddles, and I've showed you a little bit about the controller, let's go over to the PC part. I'm going to download the Astro configuration software, and we're going to get into some more settings on this controller, guys. Okay, now that I've showed you a little bit about the controller, we're going to go ahead to the Astro configuration software and show you guys how to download it. Click on your browser, type in www.astrogaming.com/download. Okay, once we get in here, you see C40TR configuration software. So you're going to have two different downloads. If you have just a regular Windows PC, you're going to hit download PC on this very first one that you see. If you have a Mac, you want to scroll down to the bottom and you'll see Mac download. Go to it and download it from there. So I have the Windows, so I'm just going to click on download PC, which I've already downloaded over here. So once that gets downloaded and you finish and hit next and do all that cool stuff, then you want to open it which over here it's the icon right here that's red with the Astro controller in it. Now that you've opened up your software app on your computer, you're going to want to get your controller out, plug it up to your computer. You'll see down here on the bottom, you'll see View Profile. This is going to show you if you want to change any mapping on your buttons. This is where you can do any type of configuration to your controller very quickly right here. It's a simple setup. That way you don't have to do any configuring in the PlayStation or whatever. You can also map UL and UR. You can map those right here, which I already have mine mapped. I have my right paddle is square and my left paddle is X. And for Fortnite, my right paddle will be trap picker, left paddle will be edit. X is edit for me. My left analog is jump. Okay, we're going to leave the mapping section and go to the sticks. Right here is the sticks. If I move my sticks around, it shows what it does. And it shows the percentage that I'm moving it. So you can adjust these by grabbing the little white dots and moving them up and down. See how it moves the percentage? So if you push the joystick over 40%, you can manage if you want it to still be like it's at 20, or you can raise it all the way to 100. I'm going to leave mine to normal settings because I really don't want to mess with that right now. Maybe down the road I'll mess with it, but right now I just want to leave it the same stock, the way Astro has it. The right stick, same way. So we're going to go over to the triggers. On the triggers, this is the pretty cool part. I've already got mine set. Anybody else can do it as well. So I turn my trigger stops on, as y'all know. That way if you notice that little dot, I tell you, I'm gonna hold the trigger all the way in on the left trigger. And you notice the dot is right here. See, if I turn the left trigger stop off and push it down, you notice that little white ring is pushed all the way in. It goes all the way in, see? When I put the trigger stop in, it only goes about 1/3 of the way, okay? So 1/3 of the way, I want that button to be completely active. So right here on the left, it is normally, the normal setting is on the graph line. You can see right here, that's the normal setting. So if I put this all on the normal setting, this is what you're going to see. And this is what it normally comes with. Now when I push it all the way down, if you notice right down here, that's as far as that button's pushing down, and that's how much percentage of the button is getting pushed down. Okay, so I want my controller, my button, I want my button to be fully activated as soon as I push down and it hits the trigger stop. See how it's fully activated now? That's the way I have it set. The right side I have the same way. Let's go to audio. Okay, right here you have an equalizer. I don't fool with this. I use a headset, which I have my own Turtle Beach Stealth 700 headset, so I don't really fool with this equalizer. The microphone, the mic out, just leave it at 100%. Side tone, 15%. C40 speakers, 75%. I don't use it anyway, so I'm just going to leave all this stock, guys. Now let's go down to effects. You can turn your rumbles on or off. If you have them on, you can have it to where it vibrates 100%, or it doesn't vibrate as much, down to 10% or 0, which would be off. I can just turn it off. And you have both rumbles, left and right, the intensity of the rumble. You can adjust that, how intense you want that rumble to be. Now the LED brightness, I want to save battery power, so instead of leaving it on 100%, I'm just going to drop mine down to, I'll probably just drop it down to 20% just to have it on there. Once you get done with all these settings, you just want to come over here and sync controller. Controller is synced. Now all you gotta do, guys, unplug it, plug it into the PlayStation, you're good to go. Now another thing I was going to tell you guys, this controller, as long as it's in wired mode and you have it plugged into the PlayStation, all you gotta do is hit your PS button, you're ready to go. This is on the go, plug and play. This is what it's about. The same thing with your wireless mode. If you put this in wireless mode and you have your little wireless USB port that I showed you guys earlier, and it's already plugged in, as soon as you put it in wireless mode and hit that PS button, you're ready to go. There's no special things that you have to do to get it started. That's all you have to do. I've played a few games with this controller, and the first 2 or 3 games it felt like it was going to be hard for me to adjust to it, but now that I've put a few games on my belt with the controller, it's a very comfortable controller. The button placement on the back is perfect. I mean, I couldn't ask for anything better. That's something I was really looking forward to on this controller, because most of your pro controllers, they're just not really as comfortable as what this one right here is. This is a scale that I rate all of my controllers, and it's a durability, a function, a price, a customization, and ease of use. Okay, and this is how I rate all my controllers. This so far has the best rating out of all my controllers. The durability, the reason why I gave this controller a 10 for durability is because the weight, the feel of it, everything just, I mean, it feels like an airplane. It just feels really solid, you know. So I would say a year from now, this controller is still going to be running smooth. So that's why I give it a 10. Guys, I will have a 6-month or 1-year review to update this test that I have done for this controller, and to see if it meets the standards that I initially gave it. The function, I give the function a 10 just because of the fact that the dead zone, there is no dead zone in the controllers. There's no stick drift. You can adjust the sensitivity of your joysticks through the app, which I thought was really neat. The buttons, you know, I don't feel that they're going to stick. They all feel really good. So I give the function a 10. Now the price point, I give it an 8 because, and the price point, as you can see, price rating for the product receiving, is it worth the amount paid? The price of this controller is $200 plus some taxes, like $215. And for me, I think that it could have been a little bit cheaper, maybe about $175. Would have put it maybe around the 10-point price range that I was feeling. But other than that, that's just what I rate it for a price rating. I mean, it's still a good rating for the price because of the fact that it is a good controller. Customization, I gave a 5, and the reason why I give it a 5 is because the disassembly, you have 4 screws that hold this thing together to just swap 2 buttons out. As far as getting different types and colors and skins on this thing, you know, there wasn't a whole lot of options that Astro offered, so there wasn't a lot on that, as you know, like personal preference to color and schemes on the controller. That was one of the reasons why I give it a 5. Now, ease of use, I give it a 10, and the reason why I give it a 10 was because the remapping of the paddles was super easy. Like one of the best by far that I've seen as far as remapping the paddles, besides the plug and play. That was another reason why I give it a 10. It's literally a plug and play controller. There's nothing special you have to do. You plug this thing in, you just go with it. The app use on the computer was super easy too. Guys, another thing I want to mention about this controller, it's a PC controller and a PS4 controller, so you can use it on either one, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this review, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up on the video, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos coming in the future.